quickly.
And I need new friends.
Oh, hey, hi, hello, we're here. We're late, but we're here. We're going to go around the room, introduce who we're going to be playing, and we'll go ahead and get started into the recap and into this terrible, terrible ice place that we have stumbled upon. We'll go
I
ahead
think it's beautiful.
well, eye of the beholder and whatnot. Warren.
Please no.
Hi, sorry, I'm the reason we're late. I'm Warren. I am playing Exelion Berasmus III, though his friends call him Axel.
And God calls him Alex.
Yep.
Next up, we have Travis.
I am playing Arturus, and I'd have a lovely dating profile type intro for you, but I'm dead, so I'm not going to do that.
Well, you're dying. You're not dead.
Yeah.
Okay, my character sheet says make a death save. That's what it says.
Oh, okay.
Now, so
Arturus has looked into a million futures and found one solution to you not to be dying. So you're probably dead.
Yeah, probably.
dead. I found the one where I actually die. I'm like, get me out.
I'm done with this. Donnie.
I'm Donnie. I'm playing Ira Bashamer, the Warforged Artificer, Artillerist, Archaeologist. Lots of A's. AAA character is what Ira is.
So do you have microtransactions or?
No, that starts with an
Mm.
Do you have
more like AAA insurance?
I was thinking AAA game company.
I was thinking AAA batteries.
See?
Any more?
My God.
Got any more examples?
We went to 3 different
That
ways.
was wild.
And I'm here for it.
And hi, I am Jabers. You guys know me because this is my channel. Or at least I hope you know me. Otherwise, this is awkward.
Welcome in.
And I'm playing Cormer, the Kobold Sorcerer. Matt, take us away.
Absolutely. So last time we played D&D, the group had cleared out the ancient ruins of an elven stronghold in the Cryptgarden Forest. After a trap was triggered, the zombies infused with enhanced shadow magic came to life and started to attack the party. The party made quick work of that group, and after taking a short rest, burying some bodies of their friends, loved ones, and enemies, you guys started to make your way towards a portal that Arturus had discovered in one of the little meditation pools outside in the courtyard. As you prepared yourself to take a plunge into this little pool, you guys began to descend and sink into what was, an impossible length, well beyond what the depth of this little pool looked like. Somewhere during the middle of this descent, becoming disoriented, 2 minutes started to pass, and you guys, well, most of you started to become short of breath. Using the air bubbles to try to find your way out, you're able to find the source of light, but no longer are you confined to this pool or fountain, but you were in a large expanse of water. With only seconds to spare, you made your way up to the surface, only to find out that there was a frigid cold in this area, and the top layer was frozen over. Some acid splashes were tried. I believe Red even got a little gunshot out, made a little hole. But there was no time to waste, so Arturus, with their last breath, shaped the water to turn the ice above them into water. One by one, you guys were able to climb up and pull yourselves out. Axel, you had to get a grip on Arturus and bring them up, as they are currently waterlogged, lungs full of their air. You do what you can to keep them alive, keep them resuscitated. And I believe I already said this at the end of last session, but no checks required. You were able to get them at least they've coughed up the water that was inside of the lungs. However, as you go to shake them awake or get them conscious again, they do not seem to be waking up. Red is brushing off the water, trying to wring out some of his clothes. As Weird kind of looks around, seeing if he can find the ghost of Fenkin, seemingly unaware of what's going on with Arturus. The scene is yours. Oh, sorry. To describe the scene a little bit further, you guys are on a large frozen lake that's in a little horseshoe shape. What would be the stronghold, or at least from your best direction you could guess, would kind of be in the center of this horseshoe in front of you, but there's no fog in this area. Rather, everything is, blanketed with a few inches of snow. The trees filled with, instead of leaves, just tiny snowballs or little different clusters, like a Nerd's little cluster gummy thing. So those are just kind of filling up the area. It's not a complete cloud coverage above. You are able to see little slits of the night sky above you. And there is a slow snowfall. Not a light snowfall, but a slow snowfall. Snowflakes seem to just ever so slowly fall, drift side to side. Looking around, you seem to be still in the middle of a large forest, and you can now actually see in the distance the mountains that you had gotten close to before. On the tallest peak that you can see, there's a large castle. Looks like it's made completely of ice. What?
Do
As
we
you
hear
guys
the
go ahead.
singing?
No singing.
Ah.
Ah.
Did you guys hear that?
I dive back in the water.
I don't
That's
think
not
we
cool,
can get
man.
back that way.
Oh, okay.
Some of us actually died in the water.
Oh, my bad.
Alright.
Actually died.
Just kind of don't be rude.
This is the part where you all say some words that help me not
Well,
die.
Let's
Yeah,
start
no,
going to the
I was,
castle.
out a
Is
lot.
everybody here? Roll call.
Oh,
I'm definitely with Arturus, having a bit of a panic attack. The player, don't remember if I had lay on hands left. I think I did, but
I don't
it's
think we
been a while.
used it. I mean, we had a
I
long
use it
rest.
all?
We had a combat, and then we had a short rest.
Yeah, that's all. I don't think any lay on hands was used because really only one person, memory serves, got actually hurt.
yeah. And I think the last time I remember using lay on hands was in the forest when we were fighting against the dragon. So I don't think.
Well, I will definitely, assuming I have it, I will try 5 hit point lay on hands to see if that fixes it. I don't know. I've never tried to save a drowning person with lay on hands. Let's find out if it works.
I'm a little-
Lay on
Well, they
CPR.
are stable, right?
they are stabilized. They're just unconscious and normal. The action to shake or slap awake has not worked thus far. So now Arturus with your 5 hit points.
Yes.
You are hit with a smell. You still don't see anything yet, but you smell scrolls, paper, papyrus. Familiar smell. As you open your eyes, you look to be in some type of dense jungle-looking area. Heavily filled with large leaves, kind of like warm, almost humid. You see a bird start to come and land, and as it's landing, something strange catches your eye as you can almost see the physics like represented in mathematics as it's landing. You see like the force and the newtons, the neutral force as everything kind of comes together and it makes sense. And you've been here before. As you turn, you look around, you see a couch in the middle of a little clearing area. As a voice hits you again. Ah, Mr. Carnosovers Lavender. It's been some time.
Do I recognize the voice?
You do. It is the voice of Ogma,
Yes.
sitting in a large therapist chair. He gestures towards the couch. Take a seat.
Yeah, this is par for the course. I do the old ritual.
Ogma's a deity, right?
He is.
Yeah. Says the person who last session gave me shit for not going to school. Man, this is where I learned magic.
Well, it's not a school, so.
Seminary, maybe, but not a school. You see him pull out a scroll. It's been some time since our last visit. How are you doing?
Well, is my memory like catching up to me, like coming through the water and casting the spell and all that? Like, is it like?
Yep, yeah. That's the last thing you remember was you don't remember actually coming up out of the water. The last thing you remember before going unconscious is getting that spell out and seeing the ice turn into water.
I've never had to ask this before, but am I dead? Yeah, I'm gonna turn to him and say that as I like take a seat on the couch.
He pulls out a little like hourglass with some stand that runs down it. No, not yet.
Okay, well then in that case, I guess I've been pretty well. How have you been?
Good. But we're not here to talk about me. The Dunamancy.
Sure.
Has it been helping?
It's come in handy. More so in my personal life, I feel like I get to try things. I feel like I've taken more risks because I have the option to redo, as it were.
Yeah, you seem to have a knack for the chronomancy side of things, but remember, Dunancy is more than just redoing things. Dunamancy is exploring endless possibilities, unbound potential. Do you think this has helped with? I know we've had good breakthroughs, and you may never find the answer of what is the perfect balance between good and evil and what's expected of you. But has it been able to help family wise kind of quell any of those initial concerns?
To use words that I'm more familiar with, I'm engaging in a bit of avoidance. My father at the moment, and I haven't seen my mother in some time. I've really focused on the other beings in the world and helping them find that balance more so than I focused on it for myself, if I'm being honest.
I mean, such is a noble pursuit. But if you have turmoil or chaos within yourself, you can only have that bottled up for so long until it might accidentally spill out one of these days. And the dense jungle that you're in, the exterior like trees, like in all directions start to kind of shimmer and shake a little bit. But as you look at Ogma, it doesn't seem phased, or maybe he doesn't notice.
Yeah, I think I might be experiencing some of that right now. I was a few days ago, there was somebody that I was really interested in talking to, a were being who could seem to have a heart of gold, but it seemed to have control even over their transformation. It was something I hadn't really seen before. But at some point, they turned on me and attacked me, and I had to fight back, and I've never had to do that before. And now, their best friend, I've been trying to make it up to them at all costs, and I think I may have gotten some of my friends into a situation they'd rather not be in.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's the mystery is still revealing itself, but Weird, this friend of mine who is very close to Fenkin, who I had to kill, um, they have a book that they claim to be speaking to Fenkin through, and there was a portal that I didn't know where it went. And it was very atypical of me to suggest we go through it. But I convinced the others, and now it's been mere seconds since we've been wherever this thing took us, and here I am, and the last thing I remember is not being able to breathe. So that's why I asked if I was dead. I have no idea. Um, just hope it's something we can come back from.
The trees now at the edge of this little jungle enclosure are almost dissolving or dissipating. As far as you can see, there's this endless orange and blue, almost like tie-dye expanse with what looks like kind of nerves of pink that make little like pathways that kind of branch off and go every which direction. As Ogma, I know which book you're talking to or speaking of, and I have this question to ask. I am the god of knowledge. What is the enemy of knowledge?
Ignorance?
You would think I could understand ignorance or the unknown, but that's merely the absence of knowledge. The enemy are secrets, whispers, knowledge that isn't shared.
This book is a book of secrets.
It was written by a being who is now a god that rivals me in my own power. And more trees start to fade and disappear as now you see more of this void, this sea, and there is a large skull. Just seems to be coming closer or getting larger. Can't really tell. There will be a time soon where we all must choose our champions and call upon them. Your growth in dunamancy has been the best out of all. So, I humbly ask for your help, and if you so choose, task you to answer the call. And he pulls out a coin and places it on a table now, right in front of you, where you see 3 cards face down. On the coin, you've seen something similar before. Axel had one of these coins. On his was the rising sun of Lathander. But on yours, you just see a blank scroll, the symbol of Ogma. Will you take up this mantle?
I will reach out, and then as I'm like an inch away, I'm going to say, you've taught me better than anyone not to act hastily, to take time to solve problems. What does this entail?
There's something coming that threatens not only myself, but all beings of Toril and beyond. I'm not sure what form it'll take. It has come before, it'll come again, and every time it's different. I wish I could tell you more. I truly do, but
And my hand hasn't moved, and I just go, I was to try to win brownie points anyway.
perfect. You pick up the coin, and on the other side, it's the same leering demonic face, the opposite of Ogma. As the skull seems to get closer, a blinding light starts to fill up the entire place. As you begin to finally cough out the last little bit of water, as you are cold, shivering, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right. Yeah.
Wizards are good. Wizards are good at that, right?
I think so.
6.
You
It's
suffer
less than 10, so I don't like that.
1 level of exhaustion.
That sounds about right.
As you now wake up, no coin in your hand, no nothing. But as you search around, you feel in your pocket is, I don't know if it was empty before, if you're keeping bugs in there like weird, but you now have a coin in there as well as 3 more cards that you saw on the table. You have the Fates.
Oh, baby.
The Comet. And you have the Skull.
Comet in the skull.
That's the fates is interesting to me because when Ogma asked you what the enemy of knowledge was, my thought, had I been answering for Arteris, would have been fate. Because knowledge is free
answer.
will.
What's happening on my character sheet?
What does it all mean?
What does it mean? The numbers, Nathan.
Sorry, that's okay. I have. What were the 2 again?
Fuck. Hold on. Let me pull them out.
Skull and
The
Comets.
Fates, the Comet, or the Fates, Comet, and Skull.
Okay. Fates, Comet, and Skull.
And these do match the 5 that you already had, or the party at least already has in that chest inside that black box.
Okay.
That's not related to the deck of many things, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Correct. The partial deck that you guys have.
Right.
There are 3 more cards to it.
Okay, so we're just gonna sell those.
Yeah, it's like 3,000 more gold right there.
We're rich. Sorry, we're rich. Hey, Axel.
Hey.
And I'll look around and be like, thanks for checking on me, I guess. As other people are drying their clothes.
Yeah.
The
Good morning,
jerks.
sunshine.
Oh, good, you're awake.
They stabilized you. It's okay.
Yeah, what do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. Just a little shaken up is all. Where the fuck are we?
Gold. There's an ice
Check my-
castle over there.
Check my compass.
You have a compass?
Got navigator's tools
Sure.
or cartographer's tools. I assume there's probably a compass of some sort in there.
Gotta know which way is north for the maps.
Probably. You get it, and it is pointing north. You turn to the left. It's pointing north. You turn to the right. It's pointing north. Seems like it's all upwards from here.
These mundane tools of navigation don't seem to work on this plane. Well,
It's
it's new for
doesn't
me.
look like where I would have thought Finken was from, or
Yeah, I mean, Weird's looking around. I kind of thought he might have kind of gone ahead of us and be here, but I don't see him.
Hey,
What do we
Weird.
do?
Quick question.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna try to look like deep at them. Very seriously. Is there anything about this book you're not telling us?
Like what?
Very specifically, is there anything that this book has told you to keep from us?
No. I mean, it doesn't talk to me. It kind of like whispers some stuff, but I can't make it out all the time. I mean, it makes me feel things. Like, I feel hopeful that Fenkin is in here, like the soul of Fenkin, and that we can get him out. I told you where I got it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's up in the marshlands, or there's a marsh by the Neverwinter Wood where my little trove is from, and there's some necromancer hut that we kind of raided and took some stuff. But the book was mine, and after that is kind of when I started being followed.
Any chance you'd let me hang on to it for a little while?
What you gonna do
feel
with it?
I just feel like I'm missing something. I want to study it more.
Yeah, we can definitely study it. I mean, we can go through it and stuff, but
Okay,
And-
cool.
yeah.
Hand it over.
No, Fenkin's in here.
Well, I need to apologize properly, don't I?
Oh, well, well, not to me. I guess.
To
I mean,
Fenkin.
you did what
I'd
you
like
had
to
to
talk
do.
to him.
You can. All right. Sure. And then Weird will pull out the book and kind of flip to the page that you saw them have open, where in Fenkin's handwriting said, "I'm still here," with kind of slashes appearing and disappearing all over. Currently blank.
Are they handing it over though?
They're at least offering it up to you.
Okay. Do take.
You grab the book out of, well, from Weird's hands. And there is slight resistance, but eventually Weird does hand over the book. Could you tell him that we're here?
Yeah. Weird, I'm just as much, if not more, invested in finding Fenkin as you.
Roll. Is that? I guess yeah. It's perception or dissuasion. Your pick. Just tell me the number.
You say perception or
Sorry, persuasion or deception.
you said
Those
you
deception
said
words.
persuasion, and I was like,
Persuade.
what is
Persuasion.
that?
My persuasion is plus 100.
That's what I've heard.
Perception.
16 perception.
16. There's no bonus that can get weird up there. They seem like they're struggling to accept that. Good. I'm glad we're on the same team then.
Yeah, of course. And I'm going to immediately start just like looking, like I'm going to start at the cover page.
I'm just going ahead and reading through this book cover to cover. So, from what you got before, this is a personal journal or and slash spell book of Vance Marvolo, budding necromancer that grew up outside of the town of Neverwinter. You see some of their kind of more experimental notes of, some type of magic runes that they had or they didn't have. And if you wanted to go through the entire thing, it might take hours as you start to flip, one page, kind of go back and say, all right, wait, what did I kind of read? And then you find something that you missed. And that happens repeatedly over and over again.
Yeah.
Some of the pages are now kind of out of order or don't make sense, or the book seems to be almost alive.
Yeah, I feel like I have more information now, so I kind of do want to take a look at it with fresh eyes. I'm also, full disclosure, really trying to sell that I'm interested in this book, and I'm not just trying to take it away from you. I was just trying to help with like a deception check, to be honest, because I don't want Weird to get the vibe. Really, I just wanted the book. Like I just wanted it out of their hands and in mine. Now that I know what I know, so if you need me to make this check,
well, consider
fair
you're
play.
exhausted, which is what, disadvantage?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah.
So, are you planning on giving it back to him or them?
Yeah, I'm open to the idea. Really, I got the vibe that if I am this champion of Ogma or whatever's happening in this situation, I need to have the book. Like it needs to be in my possession. I've been concerned for a while that it's like possessing weird, and I want to know what happens if I hang on to it for an extended period of time. And if I have to sit there and read the whole thing in order to sell it, I will.
So as you kind of sit here reading this book to sell it, yeah, go ahead and make a deception check. Because after, at least 10 minutes of this one, Weird's getting a little antsy. If 20 minutes have gone by now, they're starting to get impatient.
We're looking at a 17.
So what's the disadvantage?
I have. It didn't give me disadvantage. I thought it was.
No, it's not automatic in D&D Beyond.
It's not. Okay.
D&D Beyond.
Okay, here's the second one. 15.
Nice.
15.
Good money.
15. Oh. This one, now Weird's going. Well, I mean, if he's not talking to you, I think it's probably time to move on as they reach up for the book.
Me and my 5 hit points are about to get into some shit. But we gotta do what we gotta do. I don't know. I feel like I might be getting somewhere with this. You think I could hang on to it for a while?
Respectfully, I know you're trying to help and everything, but and they start to get the shakes now. It almost seems. We're in a weird place. Maybe Fenn he's only going to talk to me at this point. I mean, he's talked to me before. He'll do it again. It's just, I don't know. Time's weird here, right?
I'm gonna look around kind of at the group. I don't know who I can make eye contact with, but I'm gonna try something here. Weird. I think now that we're here, we should destroy the book. No, that's the feeling I'm getting.
They get blasted back, and you see them almost go feral for a moment as their mouth opens up, and you see their goblin-like razor-sharp teeth. No! What do you? If you destroy the book, then he'll be gone forever. There's no getting him back.
No, we're gonna find him. He's here. Didn't he tell you he was here?
I know. He just told me that there's a portal. He said, "Look at it," and we looked at it, and then we went in it.
Wait, I thought you said that your friend said he was here, and that's why we went here.
He's from here. I don't know that he is here. We found he took me there in a dream, and we went there, at the whole big fortress place, and I didn't see him there. So I thought maybe he already went in. He wanted me to see it.
Given this monologue, I'm getting closer to Axel because he may have to protect me, so I'm scooching.
What's the general knowledge on the afterlife? Where would a normal person die? Is it the ethereal realm plane until they go to the afterlife, in quotes?
Yeah, there is a moment where the soul goes to the ethereal, and then depending on how the life was lived, or that part is kind of questionable of how it determines on do they go where, but yeah, there is a fugue plane more or less.
But the Feywild is not necessarily known,
correct,
as a place where spirits would go
place,
to,
right?
No, yeah, the Feywild is not considered like that. Yeah, the Feywild is more of the brightest, the most colorful parts of that didn't quite fit in with the material realm, so it kind of got pushed to that part of it. But no, it is not an inner plane. It's not an outer plane where the souls go. It's just a reflection.
Yeah. Ira's off to the side. She's making nicks into like the local flora just to, since the compass isn't working, she's pulled out her mapping tools and she's starting to write down landmarks and directions. So I guess she's not really paying attention, but she hears this and she's thinking, she's like, no spirit goes to live on in the Feywild. But she's not concerned with that right now. She's all action.
That's usually true of creatures of the material plane, but is that the same as those of the Feywild?
This is just based off of like general knowledge of
Right,
Ira
right.
Yep. Was that
So-
an out loud Cormier thing, or are you just
Yeah.
thinking?
Yeah.
Weird. I've never lived here. I'm not from here. I mean, I know my blood's from here, but the Fey ancestry and all that.
Yes, of course. I forgot that you are like twice removed.
But Axel, it's my book.
So, yeah, before Axel responds, so it's been about 20 minutes, and we have all we've jumped out of icy ass water, and we're sitting around on a plane of ice and snow. I'm assuming like
Sounds like a book.
hypothermia is setting in for most of us at this point. Yeah.
It is around 0 degrees Fahrenheit, so it is well below frozen. It's weird because there's no
It is.
like wind that you see picking up these snowflakes or anything, but you still feel like the same type of cold. Like there's a constant wind hitting your face. At least it feels that cold.
Thanks, I hate it.
But yeah,
And
nothing.
is there
has
anything
settled
around
yet.
that we could like start a fire with? Because I feel like Axel would have immediately leapt into all of my friends are gonna die and they're having a conversation right now.
That's kind
yeah.
of like what Ira's into. Like, I don't know what they're bickering about right now.
I'm
but
reading
we
a
need
book,
to find
just shivering.
landmarks.
I'm gonna go ahead and go. If we still have our backpacks and stuff, I guess I don't know how great it's gonna work. I go ahead and pull out a torch and see how absolutely just giga soaked this thing is.
I love how none of us have like firebolt or
Sure.
do we have
Create
any fire
campfire.
cantrips?
Sure don't.
I have
Yeah.
no fire cantrips. I guess I could make bonfire with I could learn bonfire real quick, but
I mean,
I
I could
don't think
definitely
we're
light my
stopping
sword
here,
on
so.
fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think standard, at least adventuring packs, stuff like that. You've got some tinderbox with your torches,
Right.
so you still might have some of those normally. However, those are still pretty wet from, and yeah, unless anyone threw it like in the trunk or something. All gear's pretty wet.
Pretty soaked.
You
Oil.
do see Ira like cutting some nicks into some nearby tree. So
Gonna get
there's
X's in these trees. I expect the snow. The snow is going to cover our tracks. If we want to return to where we came, we'll look for these marks. I think we should head towards that structure before we freeze to death.
How far off was the castle?
the castle is at the top of the mountain range. So you guys have not tried to, or at least to my knowledge, at least in this campaign, you have not scaled what would be the Sword Mountains, or yeah, the mountain range next to the Crypt Garden Forest, which itself is pretty big, but it would
All
to
right.
get to the top might take at least a day or two, I would imagine.
So freeze to death well before then,
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
except for Ira. No. So then Axel, while
I'm still
they're
susceptible.
sitting there, Axel is just grabbing any like fallen branches or any kind of dry wood and is just pulling it to the center of the party, getting everybody close together and very focused on trying to get a fire lit.
Well, here, I'll take my all-purpose tool and attune to learn the bonfire cantrip.
Create bonfire.
Create bonfire, yeah. So on your sticks, as you start to spark, I'll cast Create Bonfire.
I'll try to sort of quell this disagreement with Weird and go, oh, good idea. We need to get out of the elements. And I will start casting Shape Water to build an igloo. I'm going to build a giant. It's going to take some time, but I'm going to build a big old igloo for all of us. And we don't have to go anywhere because we don't know what's in that castle.
I just love.
Concentration spells.
I haven't seen this spell used this much ever in like the 10 plus years of playing D&D, and my god,
I'm just
I
shaving all
love
sorts
it.
of water. This
I love
campaign.
it.
You make like a big, like, you know, ice fishing puddle over to the side where you just pull
Yeah.
up giant ice chunks one by one.
It's beautiful.
Right. So you don't even have to like line them up or stack them perfectly. You can just kind of melt them and refreeze them as you go. Just kind of like weld them together.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Balanced.
What are your-
Well, if we're not going to freeze to death, then yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Axel will weigh in on the scary book conversation. But I guess, Arcturus, why now, right? You woke up from being nearly dead and you're immediately interested in this book to the point of shivering to death. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm going to take a look at Weird, and you'll notice, like, I'm making sure they're out of earshot. Like, that's a clear goal of mine. While I was out, I got a visit from, I don't even know if you're going to believe this, but I learned how to do what I do from Ogma, the god of knowledge. Sort of almost a father figure to me, since my father was... He's fine for an evil thing. But I learned that this book may be working against us when all of us were under the assumption that it was working for us. And really all I want to do is spend some time with it and have it on my person to see if it affects me the same way it's clearly affecting Weird.
I mean, yeah, no, I think Axel buys that. Do you get into the whole, like, do you retell us everything that happens, right? Like, where secrets of the antithesis knowledge and all of those things, or are you just
If
telling
you you received that first part well, yeah, I got you. I'm
testing the
open to
waters
share.
first?
But it's like, are you gonna believe me or?
Yeah, so no, Axel's he seems, I think, to believe you, but when you finish, he's like, so your god says that this book is basically the work of the great deceiver, right? Like the antithesis of your god, and your first reaction is, I got to read that book.
Yeah,
Sure.
you should consider being a therapist. That's a good point.
Knowledge is power.
I don't know. I felt a sense of duty, I think, after, and I'll explain the whole table with the coin on it and all this stuff. I just felt a sense of duty, and frankly, I feel like maybe I've gotten you into something maybe I shouldn't have. I was eager to prove to Weird that I'm not just a tiefling that goes around killing whatever it wants, to be frank.
Well, usually the goblins are the ones proving themselves that they're not killing whatever they want.
Hi, Ira. That's a good point.
It's a complicated.
Walk up to like the
Oh,
half constructed
reversal here.
igloo. Oh, hey.
Yep, Ira could have heard this whole conversation. Yeah. I mean, you're probably close enough anyway.
I casted bonfire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're probably here working with us anyway.
Every
Oh,
minute
shit.
I'm saying the verbal components.
You gotta keep it alive. Does that only last a
Yeah.
minute?
Oh, don't mind me.
No, it's fine. I have no reason not to trust you. I feel like you've been, honestly, I feel like you've You haven't received enough credit. You've been a great traveling companion these past 12 hours or however long.
12 hours, exactly.
And at least a day now at this point, I think.
Yeah.
One
I
long
think
rest.
we took one sleep, yeah. I just feel a sense of duty, honestly. And if I were talking to my therapist, I got some daddy issues. So, yeah, I think that I trust me more with the book, and I can report to you. And to be fair, more I trust you all to judge me on my behavior while I have the book, because I didn't just go through losing my best friend. So if I start exhibiting changes in behavior, well, we really know what's going on. And I know that if I were possessed by something evil, Axel would take care of it.
Yeah, and I guess reading it so it's not secret anymore. I mean, I guess maybe that lines up. I certainly am not an expert in Ogma.
To be fair, I may have to give it back. Weird is being like, I bet Weird is still just eyeballing me from whatever they're doing. So I'm just gonna like kind of shoot a look over there and go. To be fair, I may have to give it back, and we may be at square one. But at least now, the both of you know.
And Cormer is definitely
Together.
trying to distract Weird as much as possible. As like it was very obvious that he was trying to have a conversation away from Weird about it. So
You think this is enough sticks, Cormier?
probably not. I think we'd probably need more.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good then.
And like the whole time, Coromir's just like telling, like pointing at random trees, like, yeah, we need that one right there. That one looks real dry.
Roll me a d4.
Bonfire only lasts for a minute, so it's not like we can sleep here.
But it is this the wooden stuff would still keep flame though, right? Like you just cast, like the magical flame would just.
Temperature.
I mean, that's probably fair in this temperature.
That's continual flame. Does anybody know that spell? That would be really useful right now.
You should just.
I know it. I just need a long rest to prepare it.
My own igloo with a fireball if we really just want to waste a spell.
I like it.
With.
Continual flame would actually be real solid.
Right?
I could prepare that after a long rest. Ain't no cold temperature of water gonna put that up.
Well, that says the bonfire ignites flammable objects that aren't being worn or carried. So you could do a magical bonfire at first, and add real sticks and logs or whatever to it, and then it becomes a real fire at that point.
Yeah, but still super cold. It's gonna go out. You know?
Unless you're in the igloo.
You got an igloo.
True. Yeah, I mean, with create water and on a frozen lake, you can make this igloo massive. Definitely enough so.
Do y'all just
want to fire on a frozen lake?
Hold on.
Just make...
There we go. I rolled a 4 on a d4.
Oh, thanks.
Fuck you.
Here's the last one. All out of 4s.
As you're kind of pointing out stuff left and right to Weird, you're like, oh, that one looks weird. That one's probably good. Whatever. You see, kind of deeper into the forest, a white horse just running. As you can see a little horn at the very front of it. Starts to trail, prance, trot. Almost like little snowflakes, little magic pixie dust or something is kind of like trailing behind it before they dissipate into nothing.
The horse or the things behind it?
The things behind it.
Okay, no. I just wanted to make sure. It's the Feywild. I have to ask.
True. Little farts.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are pretty sure you've heard of these things before. Horn horses.
The unicorn, yes.
Yeah.
Feeling inspired, Cormir will go ahead and change his all black and red robe into an all white robe that has like on the inside where the red was has a deep purple and that the on the outside and this like on the white portion will have sort of that same effect. Thank you for messing up my cameras. You are the worst.
Stonefeld is playing Roll20.
Oh
Join
my
activity.
God.
Had to be done.
Oh my god, chat. I'm sorry.
I don't even know what's
Authorized.
happening.
I don't know how to get rid of it either.
I've
It doesn't
never
have a
used-
button to go away. I didn't know it was gonna mess up your camera.
I'm logging in. I don't know what I'm giving my credentials to.
Oh, here we go. Leave activity. Okay. No, don't
Alright.
leave the activity. But that could be cool. I thought it was just gonna bring it up for me. It's
yeah, that'd be sick.
Donnie, get out of
Yeah,
there.
Donnie, get out of
I
there.
don't
Stop
know
it.
Also,
At the
who
bottom
needs-
next
to, like-
who needs to
At the bottom next to your
have their-
disconnect stuff, you can. It
Oh,
says leave
yeah.
activity. Oh, my God. Sorry, guys.
So everybody has to leave the activity for it not to show.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. That's
Love
actually
Discord.
clutch for our show, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
legit.
Is it though?
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, I mean, you have to open up
We
a
got
web
Roll20
browser.
up.
Can't use the
Well,
browser
we'd have
tab?
it on stream and not have to worry about cameras. And
Yeah.
that would be fine.
Anyway, I'll go ahead and the
Hang on,
white.
let's play Farm Valley real quick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have the same sort of effect on it, on the white side of the cape.
Perfect. Yeah. All right.
Did
Got a
the,
nice
does
new
the
outlook.
unicorn head off in a certain direction where I lose track of it? Like,
Yeah, you do see it kind of run off, and then it gets further away into the trees. So you were able to track kind of the direction it ran towards. But yeah, you don't see it anymore. So it's
perfect.
northwards.
Everywhere is northwards here. That's the issue. Cool. Upon seeing that, I will go ahead and head towards the remainder of the group and like, hey, weird. I think I just saw something over in the woods. I just want to confirm with some other people of arcane background that those things actually exist, and it's not my brain freezing slowly.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad if that happened.
Agreed. I'll be right back.
Okay. You see where it pull out their crossbow and start to look around.
Don't shoot the first
No,
thing.
don't worry, I got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Keep getting those sticks, and I'll go ahead and head towards the group with the igloo.
Alrighty. As you three are in lively conversation, you hush a little bit as you feel or hear someone approaching, thinking it might be weird. But Cormir, now in a nice new white robe, walks out of the thicket. The thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
Ugh.
I don't know what sort of background everyone has on fey creatures, but I believe I just have seen a unicorn off in the forest that way, and I'll point towards the general direction of the last known location of where it was headed.
Well, what makes you think it was a unicorn? Did it have one corn?
I don't know what a corn is.
It's a misspelling of horn.
It's a
You think
big
they could've
lump
just
of
called it a
knobs.
unihorn, but they called it a unicorn.
Huh.
It's got the juice.
Yeah, I mean, it was a horse with a horn on its head. And then I will go ahead and turn around. It's like the pixie dust or whatever effect that's currently being applied to my cape. This was trailing behind it. Not the cape, but this effect was trailing behind it. And yeah, I don't know what unicorns are like or what they can do besides the things that you hear in nursery stories.
Well, let me reach into my knowledge real quick. You want me to roll something?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a history check.
History.
The history
Story.
of unicorns.
Or
Oh, that's
I guess,
a natural 2 for a 9.
natural 2 for a 9.
9.
As far as unicorns go, history-wise, they've been referred to as good omens for the most part. Your knowledge more so lies in the application of its parts. So you know that unicorn hair as well as the horn itself are pretty
wants.
potent when it comes to like alchemical purposes or trying to craft arcane items.
Yeah. I'll spout the alchemical purposes, but beyond that, as far as what the creatures do, it'll be like storybook stuff. So I'm not. I haven't really explored the Feywild. This is my first time here. But there are merchants that have sold unicorn hairs and horn dust. Sorry. Hey, maybe we can capture it. They do exist.
They do exist. I don't know if
The blood gives immortality,
I
but it takes a
don't.
part of your soul. Or maybe I read that in a book.
That sounds very book-like. But I wonder if that may do us some more harm than good if we are starting to endanger those of this realm that we don't quite understand.
Well,
But that being said, like many people have mentioned already, worrisome as we are building a structure, which we do need, but time does pass differently here. So I think while we are here, we need to be very precise in what we're doing, especially since just now finding out that it's a possibility Fenken's Fen isn't even here, and that it was in a dream they saw them come here. I was under the impression that they physically saw Fenken here. I had some sort of draw to them here, not just through a dream. So whatever we're doing, we need to make sure that we're precise in it if we're not just spending extra time here that could turn into years back home.
Wait,
well,
what?
no, we're not getting anywhere sitting in this igloo.
Years back home. This is, I think, news to Axel.
Oh, yeah, Arturus, please explain the Feywild.
Yeah. So we're in the Feywild, which, to be completely honest, I didn't know the portal came here. I didn't. Now, many beings consider time as a linear construct, but in reality, it's
Jeremy Bearimy.
it's more. Thank you, God.
Timey-wimey.
Yes, that's a great way. It's a Jeremy Bearimy or two, which means that it's just a fancy way or the accurate way of saying that it's entangled, kind of on itself. It's more like a knot. Like weird when a worm.
First word in this sentence I've understood. Thank you.
Yeah, when a worm doesn't always lay straight or flat. Why wouldn't it? That doesn't make any sense. It's kind of the same thing. Why would it be like this? It doesn't make any sense. But that's kind of where my magic comes from, is understanding that it's not quite as linear as most folks think it to be. Now, your life is very linear, so the time we experience here might not be the same as the time that someone experiences, for instance, Louvre, or is going to experience time maybe a little bit differently. And there's no book I've read that suggests exactly what those calculations are, so I don't know if we're going to show up. If we went through that portal right now, I don't know if 10 years would have passed for Louvre, or 5 seconds, or no time at all.
I think the portal's gone.
I don't know, because it's at the bottom of the lake that I don't care to drown in. I mean, dive in.
Okay, so to recap, we are on a different plane. Time is passing at a different speed. The reason we thought we came here is incorrect, and we don't have a plan. Is that accurate? Oh, and also Weird maybe has a scary book.
Oh, well, speak for yourself. I have a plan. I came here to explore why the portal was here, obviously. And I see a large structure up the top of that mountain, which seems to bear a familiar resemblance to the Sword Mountains. And I think that's where we should head right now.
To be fair, none of that's really accurate. I hate to be the actually guy, but
Actually,
Actually,
we don't know where we are. We're
We
hoping
are
we're
here.
in the Feywild.
Where we are now.
We don't know if Fenken is here.
I
That
don't
might be
know
true.
who Fenken is. I don't care about Fenken. I'm
That's a great
sorry,
point.
Weird.
Ira,
It's a
thank
dead-
you.
It's a dead stranger to me.
you're lucky Weird wasn't there to hear that.
Fenken, or Weird.
Come
I don't know
here.
your friend.
Hey, Weird. Fuck Fenkin.
I brought you
Time is
here all
probably
because
passing
I want
differently.
to explore more.
We don't know to what extent, and you forgot to mention that I'm now on an epic quest given to me by God. So
what?
all of that
You're
to
the one
say
seeing a
yes,
psychiatrist.
but hopefully no.
What god?
Yeah, confession time.
Yeah.
So my entire journey in life has been shaped by Agma, who came to me when I was very young and taught me how to do the things that I can do currently. So any knowledge that I have wasn't given to me by a university, but it was given to me by the god of knowledge. So I
You a
don't have
wizard or a
degree.
cleric?
It's a great question. As
Why not both?
I mean, I don't have any moral obligation, although I just said I accepted an epic quest. So
Seems sort of morally obligated.
we're gonna
Sounds
go
like schizophrenia
wizard
to me, but I'm no psychiatrist.
Wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
I am, and it is not schizophrenia. So at least, yeah, no, it's not schizophrenia. What? No, definitely not. Okay, definitely not schizophrenia.
I've convinced myself it's not.
The voices in my head told me it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
I experienced
Look.
deep trauma and heard voices. They told me it's not schizophrenia.
Wherever we're gonna go next was gonna be bad. Did we pick the worst of the two options? Probably.
Is
Are we here
Baldur's
now?
Gate really bad versus
Yes.
this thing?
You mean the place that just got bombarded by a comet and we have no idea what's going on?
Yeah, that place.
Probably.
Look at it this way. We might pop out right where we need to be on the material plane once we find our destination here. Perhaps, if we're lucky, we might see the meteor landing because time dilated perfectly as the fates have decided.
Outstanding. A glass half full automaton. Fantastic.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. No. That's
Sure
nothing we can
so.
do about it now, right? Whether or not time is passing faster or slower.
Yeah.
Feywild
We're
tearing
done.
us apart.
Look, I'm
we just got
feeling
here.
terrible, y'all. I have to apologize.
You're exhausted.
I-
Take a nap.
That's a good point.
You
I
look
didn't think about
exhausted.
I'm at least I'm like a 1 on the exhausted. Like
Out of
I can get more exhausted.
On a scale of 1 to
a 1 to 5, right?
1 to 6, 6 being death.
6 being death, 1 being
About a 1.
disadvantage.
Look, I thought we were all on board, but it's very clear to me now that I swayed you all to come here with me, and I'm sorry if you don't want to be here. I thought we would have an opportunity to just go back through the portal and leave if we didn't like what we saw, but that doesn't seem to be an option anymore. So I agree with Ira. The only option is to trudge up these mountains, although I don't feel great. So I don't know what to do about that. If you need me to soldier on, I will. But I just want everybody to know that I'm not feeling it 100%.
At least exhaustion doesn't affect your combat abilities. The 5 HP might.
We should rest here. Uh,
Yeah, I don't know what you're
Also-
talking about, but that it feels accurate.
Yeah,
Technical assessment.
I definitely think we should probably rest.
We just got done resting.
Yeah, but some people almost drowned, and I don't know if we want to try to continue on. I mean,
I can soldier on if we need to.
we don't know, like we've been saying, we don't know where we are. We don't know what this land has to offer, and I'd rather not go walking around with people that are on the verge of death in one way or another.
I was gonna pull out her map that she's been crudely drawing
Mhm.
and identifying the landmarks.
Yeah.
Where we started.
Mm-hmm.
Tree line.
Yep.
In the mountain.
Nice.
I know we can't rest here because we can't start a fire on a frozen lake, and I can't maintain this spell forever. We need to find shelter.
I mean, we have this beautiful igloo. I mean, we don't have to have it on the lake, right? We can have it off on the land.
I'd have to reconstruct the goddamn thing, so you should have brought this up earlier. But yeah,
I mean, can't we just like slide it across the ice? Just like,
no, five
I don't-
square
take-
feet at a time.
well, I mean, not
Take
like
the igloo
and move
push
it. Oh no, like
somewhere else.
actually, like not have it be connected to the ice, and then physically just push the whole igloo. Not magically have you move it piece by piece, but like
Oh,
physically just move the igloo off the ice.
sorry, I've never had someone not want to exploit my magical abilities. That's very thoughtful. Thank you, Cormier.
Not all of us get to go to school.
Before we leave this area, should we try to see if the portal is still there?
I could dive in, but I wonder if I might be hurt from the cold water.
Right. I mean, the only issue that we had and that we struggled with was, besides not all of us being able to breathe that long, was the hole that we had to cut open, right? That was the only difficult part that we had, was trying to get through the thick ice.
Correct. Yeah. That
be
and
able to
just
bust a
the
hole.
sheer amount of time it took to
Right.
go through the cross.
I don't think I made any sort of
Yeah.
check based off my constitution modifier, though. I don't recall.
Yeah, I
Here's
think
what I'm
we-
thinking. Oh, go ahead.
I was just say we did the math, and I would think I was the only one that didn't make a check.
Because in theory, I could. Well,
I could dive
Did
in and
our-
look for a portal.
did our times, as a GM question, did our time start once we jumped into the water on our side and swam down forever, and then continue forward? It wasn't like it got refreshed once we crossed the portal, right? Like our breathing time.
Like, oh, your breathing time? No, it was still the same once you jumped into the portal, made your way down. That was 2 minutes plus some seconds / round.
I don't think the fountain was very deep though, right? Because
I thought it was it was way deeper than what the fountain should have been, right?
Yeah, so looking
I figured that
at
was just 'cause
the
came out of the
fountain
lake.
itself, yeah, it should have been maybe like 10 feet-ish down, 15 feet, in diameter. But as you got to that 10-foot marking, you just never like quite hit the bottom until the bottom kind of turned into just more water, and then found yourself in the lake. You're not sure exactly when the cross or the portal like took you.
Yeah,
So we couldn't even
none
we didn't
of
even
us look
see the
down to see if the
portal.
portal was there.
we didn't
I
even
thought
see
we saw the portal.
You saw the portal from the material side, yes.
right.
But
Okay,
after
we saw the portal. Okay.
Yeah, you saw at least because you had Arcturus saw the portal because they had detect magic up, so you could actually see the
yeah,
the
that's what I was about
spillings
to
from
ask.
the Fey.
Right.
That's how we knew
But
it was
we-
some Feywild portal.
Right, but when we went through the portal, we didn't see the portal, right?
Correct. Yeah, you have not checked to see, or you didn't notice anything. I don't think detect magic was up when it was happening, so could have been there, could have been kind of shifty, blended in, or it could not be. But it's at this time you hear a sharp whistle as you see Red pull up his musket, say, Weird's coming back. and as you look, you see Weird running, their arms full of sticks for the fire. But behind them, you can't see anything running after or chasing them. But you see snow like being kicked up from the ground, causing some type of flurry. They get closer and closer to the encampment as Weird crosses onto the ice where you guys are all standing. And now visible, like maybe the size of a basketball, you see 4 or 5 of these little fluff balls.
Oh no. Hot
Um,
pips.
It's like the size of a basketball, just nothing but furry white hair. You see 2 beaded black eyes, a large tongue, and like little small tiny horns. Those of you familiar with the game League of Legends,
Are these
this would be
Poros?
looks like a Poro,
Motherfuckers.
like a little small group of Poros.
I am
I'm-
Brom.
Full fucking panic mode as they're running
Yeah.
toward us. I'm bringing everybody into a circle, the diameter of which I will tell you soon, 10 foot. And that's the radius, not the diameter. And I'm going to cast Magic Circle. And I'm naming Fey creatures, which means that they cannot cross into this circle.
That's a hot
Right.
take.
Is that a minute casting time?
Yes.
Alrighty.
Nope, never mind. I don't have the components. I'm an idiot. I needed to go. I've needed to go to town this weekend.
They're all wet.
He's
by the way.
saying you don't have powdered silver, or actually, in this case, it would be iron. At least 100 gold pieces.
I throw him a sword. We have all those tridents.
Yeah.
I could make them, but it would probably I would be dead before I made them.
Don't we have,
I keep
where are
forgetting.
those tridents?
Every time I look at a spell, I'm like, I gotta go to town. I gotta buy some shit.
You have-
We're just-
I
I
also,
feel like all of your
It-
spells require gold piece components.
yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, no, I picked
Magic.
them
Identify or whatever it is.
well. I keep thinking, oh, we'll be there soon. We're almost done with this part.
And it is a minute casting time.
I
Yeah,
just also
good
like
luck
that you
at
chose Faye, and I don't know that if that wouldn't not include Weird because he's got Faye ancestry.
Wait a minute. No, let me.
Just
I knew it. I knew it.
Oh well, Weird's dead. I guess we could go find that portal.
right.
Well, this was fun.
Nope. But as these, small creatures kind of catch up, they do stop stampeding, for lack of a better term, and start to
And I
like, kind
draw a
of look
circle,
around.
and then I go, everybody get in it. And I go,
Check your
oh
pockets.
shit, never mind, scatter.
Scatter.
Yeah, like, all right. Do you have gold? Do you have iron?
Silver.
Axel, throw me the holy water. I know you have it.
All right. But that is where we will go ahead and end the session for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this little introduction into the Feywild. That's all I gotta say. A lot more. I didn't think the party was going to fall apart this fast, but here we are.
Well,
No.
Ira cannot stand for this inaction. It goes against her core motives.
Explore, find, discover.
batteries.
Hyra isn't about to die.
It's facts.
We could just take a short rest.
True.
Yes.
Get some hit dice. Stay out of the fray.
I am very low on those.
You?
Yeah.
On those as well.
Yeah, Cormir was the one that got hurt a little bit.
I got hit.
What happened to you guys? I'm like full everything. This is the beginning of the day. Let's go.
I have spell slots. It's the HP or now the hit dice department that I am struggling with.
I'm at more HP than I naturally have because of the temporary, not the temporary
Right.
HP
You're
one.
about to get kicked
And the
into
aid.
a frozen lake.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll find that portal and then just go home. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm not
back
gonna
to the
drown down
ruins.
You guys are like waiting 3 minutes. Like, are they dead or
I guess I'll
are we
live down
fucked?
Exactly.
We're sitting there looking at it. I just look at Axel and go, they don't need to breathe, do they? Yeah,
Oh, they're gone. I see. But thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Really do appreciate it. We will be back next Thursday with another episode of We Run the Dungeon. So thank you guys so much for coming, hanging out. Really do appreciate it. If you guys haven't already, make sure you guys check out Adventure Dice. Use code JBruce for 10% off your order. And show them some love. So I will talk to you guys later. Probably gonna have some games tomorrow, so make sure to swing by the channel. We'll see you then. Have a good night, guys.